Intoxicated Television. We're back in this motherfucker. Fucking, we got Jcue in the motherfucking building. And we're taking it right where we left off. We was talking about the, NPC.
Better get it correct, dog.
Yeah, man, that's not my shit, bro. I'm a fucking writer, fool.
Yeah, man, if it wasn't for the NPC, you wouldn't have all the boom bap shit that you got.
I wouldn't have anything, man. I
Put
wouldn't
some
even
respect on its name.
I wouldn't even
Throw
know,
some respect
fool.
on it.
It's not my thing. It's not my gig, bro.
Is we done or is we finished? In the
All
famous words of fucking Birdman.
All right, so speak on it. Fucking continue your story, my guy.
Yeah.
Fucking let us know about all the cool shit that I don't know about.
So yeah, man. So the NPC at the time I thought was just a drum machine. So in my mind, you just fucking but it made everything basically that we knew of. Now there was obviously, like, I'm being fucking very biased when I say this because I love Akai, but there's the roll-ins and everything else. But you know, I'm not gonna give them credit right now. Again,
all right.
another producer's like, this guy. But so I fucked around on it forever, and then, like, you know, kind of fast forward to like when I was fucking with homies that would like record and knew how to work gear. I had a boy that was like, you know, I was fucking sitting there making a beat that was super dope, and he's like, yo, let's record that shit. And I'm all, dude, I don't got a mic. He's all, the fuck you need a mic for? And I'm like, because how are we supposed to get the fucking sounds, bro? And he's all, dog, you're retarded. Like, you're a beat maker and you don't even know how to, like, make your own beats. He's like, you see that red button there? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, and he pressed it, goes, pop, 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 pop. And I didn't know anything about that. So, like, that was the metronome. Okay. And it has the count in when you press,
right.
When you press it. So, for the longest time, I thought, like, I was supposed to immediately start fucking drumming when that sound started, because I didn't know that it records in sequence to an extent. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know that if what I would record would then get transferred on there, and then I could keep adding to that. Because
one of the homies was just like, dude, you're fucking what
dumb.
Are you doing?
He's like, you're dumb, yeah. And then that's when I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So I was making beats on the NPC, you know, fully analog in the days that digital was really becoming a thing. So the time back then, like, it was so hard to track out a beat from an NPC, because the way that I was doing it, and I'm sure a lot of guys are like, what a dumbass, but the way I was doing it was like, I would track out my shit into Pro Tools, but I would track it out individually. So I would do one sequence would be my kicks, the other sequence would be my hi-hat. Right. The other sequence, you know, so on and so forth. So it just took a long time to do it, but that's just kind of the way I figured how... That was my workflow, per se. And then I got older and started doing some more research, and I found out about Ninth Wonder. So we're going to talk about more people.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. And Ninth Wonder made beats on, you know, MIDI, but he also really predominantly made his beats on FL Studio.
Okay.
Right? And a lot of people gave him flack for that shit, dude. You know what I mean? Because back then, if you weren't making beats... Hold on, puppy. If you weren't making beats on... Like, she's okay. She's just trying to get love. If you weren't making beats on, like, you know, the way that everybody else was doing it, then it's just... It wasn't good. So I started making beats on FL... And I just learned that the workflow for me was way faster than it was on MPC. But it just took away the actual hands-on aspect of making the beat. I was now kind of making beats like a Looperman producer.
Okay.
And a lot of producers know about Looperman. It's just basically you take one sound and you take the drums and you put them together and it sounds like a beat, and people think you're a fucking superstar. But then people caught on... And we're like, oh, you guys are dorks for doing that. You know what I mean? So, it's not really... It was never a thing, you know, but that was just the politics of beat making back then.
Okay, so... what age did your sister buy you this?
She bought me the MPC at, like... I would say, like, 13, 14. Okay,
and then... So, fast forward to the Ninth Wonder. So, like, how long have you been doing it after that? Like,
that was, like...
Because you transitioned to a different machine.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So basically, like, I got it when I was 13. For the first year after that, year and a half, it sat around because I was discouraged about not knowing how to to use it.
All right.
Then I would always get the random spurts of encouragement to kind of. I get the random spurts of encouragement to kind of like want to use it. You know what I mean? And it just never clicked because I didn't want to read into how to use it. So eventually, like I got into doing it a little bit more, and it just grew. And then it got to the point, like I was saying, where I could upload my sounds onto a drum pad and make it sound dope, and then my boys would come through and they would rap, and then my one homie that did the music production.
That's kind of where I was going with it. So like, when do you at what age at what age, or like when did you start making your own sound and shit, basically? And like, and you said people were coming over, start rapping now. So like, talk about like that stuff.
So the jump when I really got serious and I guess found the Jcue sound. Was unfortunately when I got onto FL, and the reason why I say unfortunately is because like still to this day I use FL as a predominant production thing. So a lot of the beats that people hear by my recent albums, a lot of that was FL Studio, but then there's a few songs that were MPC. I have a very weird way of making beats. I don't do it the way that most people do it. You know what I mean? Like people usually will integrate that into each other somehow. But to answer your question, like I said, so about 15, 16 was when I knew how to use FL. I found out about fucking what's his name? Ninth Wonder. But at that time, since I was now digital, it was simple to just go to YouTube and YouTube MP3 convert a song that I wanted to download or sample. You weren't getting that sample crackle, but not many people really gave a fuck about that. They just wanted a dope beat. You know what I mean? And now, again, a lot of samplers and producers are like, because the crackle is what you want. That's the authenticity behind everything. But for me at that time, I just want to get shit out there. So I was like, okay, let me find whatever. So I didn't know shit, or I guess I forgot about the days, or maybe I didn't know how to sample the Doors, or I didn't know how to sample Slipknot, and I don't know how to sample things like that. Not that Slipknot has a lot of sample-worthy shit, but there is some stuff that is there that I've used. All right. So I would always go to video games that I played. So I spoke about earlier that I beatboxed over the swimming level on Donkey Kong. Well, I later in life ended up making a song called "Feel Like I'm the Greatest," which I used the. So I was able the convenience of just downloading a sound or a song from online and dragging and dropping it into FL, and then using this internal program called Edison Sampler Editor. I was able to chop everything up and then develop my own drum sounds within Fruity Loops. All right. You know what I mean? So that's to answer your question.
This is like some instructional video.
Kind of, yeah. I'm very, very like
geeking the fuck out on me, man. Yeah. I don't know about this shit.
A lot of the guys, if they're
I'm sure a lot of people fucking will know what he's talking about, but I sure the fuck don't. But you know what? This is his fucking day. This is his fucking platform, and we're fucking doing it up here. Tell us more.
Yeah, man. And now, again, I know I'm all over the place with this one. Excuse me, I'm very fucking stoned right now, so my brain is not, and I just got off of work, so. But I'll come back and do more fillers and shit. Bro. But, like, I was all over the place, so again, like, I was saying I was going back and forth from here to from California to here, and so on and so forth, so I got the best of both worlds, kind of, but, like, I never got introduced to the 775 hip-hop scene out here when I was doing that shit, which was good because I was still finding my sound. Right. So I was working with a lot of California artists. Right. So, like, guys like Self-Provoked. Okay. Gavlin, you know what I mean? Reverie was around the crew, not the crew, but like the scene, kind of like the scene we have here. Mm-hmm. But she wasn't who she was yet, like who she is now. You know what I mean? Because now she's blown the fuck up. She's like, on a whole different level. Same with Self-Provoked and all these guys. Like, it's really cool to see these people. Same with I don't know if everyone remembers, and I don't know if there's politics behind the guy's name and shit or not now. But there's also Fora. A lot of these guys were girls were California artists that were really big down there, dude, and like. I was a beat maker, so I had something, I guess, that they wanted. And fortunately for me, like, I had a sound that I guess people liked. You know what I mean? And it was a sound that, like, I personally liked myself, and that's why I was making it. I wasn't really making it for anybody else, so that's why I guess people liked it.
And you're saying that you kind of have an unorthodox way of
kind of doing things, yeah, you know what I mean. I've always been a dork that I've embraced, so it's like, you know, to have someone flip like Zelda Song of Storms, the there's so many people that grew up like, oh, Zelda sucks, but then there's those closet dudes that were like, yo, Zelda's dope, but I'll never tell my homies I like Zelda. Just like the people that were like, yo, I love Dragon Ball Z, but I'll never tell anyone that likes Dragon Ball Z. Now you have all these fucking dorks that are like, Dragon Ball Z, dude. I'm like, bro, I was a Dragon Ball Z fan when you get beat the fuck up for it. I like Star Wars when you would get beat. If you like Star Wars when I was growing up, dude, you didn't get pussy, period. Now, if that's all, if you don't like Star Wars, you ain't getting pussy. Welcome to 2024. Anyways, dude. So, I was sampling shit that was just unorthodox, like you said. You know what I mean? Like, I was digging, and like I would always sample, like, because I was always big on finding samples that people either really knew or didn't know at all. And I really stuck to the ones that people didn't know because it was mine. You don't know where the fuck it came from, and that was the thrill behind it for me. Like, that was my get off to making music. You know what I mean? Like, you can look all you want, but you're not gonna look for Libis de Borski Skovorska Lubaska. You know what I mean? Like, no one's looking for that, dog, and you know, no one's looking to sample the grandma that's smiling, that's naked on the fucking album cover, or Herbie Hancock, bro. Herbie Hancock is one of the greatest fucking artists of all time, and I know people have sampled him, but all of his artwork is just so out there. So I always sample things like that, and whenever I made a beat, I would always kind of make it, I guess, with an internal story that I would not tell the rapper, but the rapper would always catch the vibe. You know what I mean? So, for example, I'll name a song Rain, and I'll give it to you. And the only thing you know about the song is that it's called Rain. But somewhere in your lyrics, you're going to portray your verse about rain.
I feel you 100% because Nutso would fucking name all his beats. And fucking, there would be like random ass shit. And then so, like, that's all you have to go on.
I think my beats poop shit.
Sometimes we would go off the name, and sometimes we would like just go off of the vibe or whatever.
Right.
But for me, I always, cause I'm like, I wasn't around when he made that shit. Mm-hmm. So like, I'm trying to get in his head space. If he named it this, then that's a kind of like a jumping point. Like I always appreciated.
It gives you a topic to start on.
Yeah, right. Like
you're a lyricist. You'll know where to go from there.
Sometimes we use the name, and sometimes we don't.
Right.
But it's
a word that can create infinite.
Yeah. Instead of just like beat number 15 or fucking whatever.
Young Drizzy type beat.
It would be like Rain on Parade or some shit like that. Or fucking or you know, whatever the fuck, Sky Blast or whatever the fuck it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like, and it's like that I always thought that was cool.
So I would always make beats like, and I still do to this day, but I always make beats like I in my mind I'm creating a canvas. Like, I'm creating the background of a picture, right? And then I'm handing you this picture as the rapper. And I'm like, hey, man, here you go. And it's your job now to fill in the blanks on that picture. Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? So that's what I always did as a producer. Or not producer, I'm sorry, beat maker. But, again, that doesn't separate me from anybody else. So it's like, I don't know why people fuck with me. You know what I mean? So, but then, kind of to get into here, where the more relevant side comes into things, was that, like, I was always watching 775 battles. I saw you. I saw Bruno and all them battle. I just didn't know them. I saw Verse. I saw Verse when he ripped the do-rag off a dude's head and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck? These guys are here? You know what I mean? But I just didn't have the introduction to the crowd. So I messaged Mecca when Mecca was doing shit with Venomous Inc.
Okay. We gotta pause.
Okay.
I'm sorry, like, holy shit. Jump way ahead on me.
No, I promise you, it all goes into it, because,
I know.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry to shut it down. We can get back to that, but, before I forget about this other shit, So you said you had people coming around that were started rapping over your beats, and people were like, so do you remember like, so did you just start recording people?
I never recorded. I was never the recorder.
Okay, so do you remember when you sold your first beat?
No. No, because unfortunately, dude, like, you know,
or you just were giving them out.
I was giving them out, and it wasn't until I had a friend like who like was getting a beat from me, hand me. I guess okay, so you're right. So yeah, I do. My boy handed me. Shout outs to Obscene. He handed me $300, dude, and was like, "Here you go." And I'm just like, what's this? And he's like, it's for the beat, and I'm like. For one beat, yeah, one beat, and I've never sold a beat. So and bro, at that time,
oh shit,
dude, at that time,
like my brain would have unlocked. Like, what? This is a thing.
I'm rich. I'm young.
Yeah,
I'm rich,
what?
dude. I can buy a half ounce of weed.
Yo,
because the ounces of weed back then were $400, dog. You know what I mean? This was the $400 days. So it's like I'm like, wait, you know. So I couldn't even buy a half ounce of weed. I could probably buy a quarter. Thinking back on it now, because the gram was like 25. This was the Bubba Kush days, dude. Bubba Kush and OG was a new thing. You're like, what's OG? Everyone's like original grown, and it's, you know, it's ocean grown now. But anyways, yeah, I had these dudes Obscene and Lucid, and we did some shit. We never did shows or nothing like that, but we were just, you know, fucking bedroom fucking artists.
And this is in Cali?
Yeah, and this is in Cali, and those guys were the ones that kind of introduced me to Self Provoked and all them. And then there's a dude named Razor that I fuck with. I'm sure Razor will watch this, so shout outs to Razor. Razor was a part of. He was really big on his own, but then he ended up doing some shit with the group down there called Organized Threat, and I did some work for him. Tossed them some production. I can't remember if I had production with them or if I was supposed to be potential. I can't remember. And I don't want to take credit for something I didn't do, so I'm gonna say I didn't do anything out of that. But he, you know, that was kind of where that went. But I never had the introduction to doing shows or anything like that. You know what I mean? It was always just, you know, just bedroom shit. You know what I mean? But my name was growing out there, and then I was also
like, yo, my homie's got beats and
yeah,
shit.
Yeah. Just word of mouth type shit.
And
then I started submitting to shit online, on this YouTube page called Beat Connection.
Okay. And
now Beat Connection is how Verse Lurk and John Flanders and a couple other guys, I think Goonie Wolf as well, Kyle. Okay. I think that's how they found out about me before I even knew them, but I was wanting to meet them. You know what I mean?
Okay, I got you.
So this was all, you know, whatever. So I don't really want to touch on the music thing down there like that because it was really nothing. It was more of me just sending beats to people, never really being
trying to get your name out there.
Yeah.
Fucking, hey, you want to use my beats?
Exactly.
And shit like that?
And it wasn't until
like people. Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry. It wasn't until like I was saying earlier, like I sent Mecca a message because I saw so here's some
Venomous Inc. Okay.
Yeah, so here's some chorizo. Yeah, so I saw that video or that battle he did where he's all, so here's some chorizo for you and your people, and don't be mad because your mom sings the theme song, the Super Burrito. So I love that, dog. So like, you know, anyways, me and him, I messaged him and I didn't get a hold of him for a long time, and then one day my boy DC was like, yo, you should talk to my man.
DC, man, shout out.
Shout outs to DC, hey, bro.
One thing, so you were back and forth out here and stuff like that, and so you're saying that you know you were sending people beats and you got on this website and stuff, and but you didn't really know anybody in Reno like that.
No, but I had my own group of friends. It was the rave scene friends, dude. Like like Corporal Punishment.
And
guys
so you said you started watching the battles and stuff, and then you started noticing people, but so. Like, you didn't really know anybody in the scene?
No, I was just an observer.
So you hit a Mecca? That's your first... Would that be your first?
Yeah,
Like, real... Like, getting into the scene type shit? Or what? Or did you know, the other guys?
So when I was learning,
I mean, did you know Lurk and those guys?
No, I didn't know any of those guys.
I thought all you guys like grew up together.
No,
or some shit.
No.
I really did because you were all like younger and shit.
No, I've known Lurk and MK and Kyle and them. I've known them for I think like 12 years now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, which is still a very long time. Those guys are my brothers, but like I during those days where they were like in their fucking like prime, I didn't know them like that. Okay. You know what I mean? So
Wild Things.
Yeah, so this is going into all that. Right
okay.
there. So
my bad.
No, you're good. So finally, DC's like, yo, you gotta holler at my boy Mecca.
Yeah.
Me and Mecca link up, or me and Mecca start discussing shit. And Mecca's like,
Shout
yo,
out fucking DC, man.
yeah, man, for
and
sure.
Mecca too.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
I
just
love
saying.
them both, dude. Mecca,
Yeah.
Mecca's my fucking dude. If
Family, man.
Hey, I want to just take a second for this all for a second.
Fucking
Mecca,
family,
if it wasn't for him ever messaging me back, I would never be here talking to Oz. Like, you guys wouldn't know who I am. So, like, I have to give all credit to introduction to this
The
scene.
fucking Lord.
To Mecca, yeah, exactly. And it was because Mecca was very active during that time. And Hooks and Punches was very new at that time. And Los was doing shit with Mecca. And I was like, yo, these two dudes are fucking killing it. So, you know, me being a dorky white dude, you know what I mean? Like, and then they're fucking... two Hispanic dudes, so I'm like, they're not gonna want to fuck with me, bro. But it was the opposite. Mecca was like, yo, not only do I want to fuck with you, but I want you to be a part of Hooks and Punches. So I'm like, oh, so I'm an in-house producer. He's like, only for us. So I'm like, okay, cool, for sure. I'm like, but I live in California. So Mecca's like, well, I'll pay for a plane ticket to get you out here, and, you know, we can start doing shit then. And I was like, well, let me call my Nana and see what's going on. So I was like, Nana, can I come out there and live? And so she's like, yeah, of course. And so my dad paid for a plane ticket. I came out here the next day, dude. I went over to Mecca's house when he lived off of Locust.
Right.
And the basement was the studio. And that day I met him. We're talking. And by that time, like, he already had like 3 songs of ours made. We had Por Qué. We had Flows of the Windmill. And we had, I believe, Party in the Back House made, if I'm not mistaken.
All right.
And Mecca was like, yo, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, maybe I'm jumping ahead of myself, but it was either that day or a couple days afterwards. Mecca's like, we got a sold out show at the Knitting Factory. This is when Brian Fairweather was throwing.
Oh yeah, I remember
this
those.
is when he was throwing the Fairweather production show. So and those were popping back then.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And so those, that was my first introduction, my first show ever, and it was a sold out show. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And then, you know, we do our shit, and I'm like, yo, this is badass. This is the introduction. The act after us was Wild Things.
Okay. All right.
Now, I don't know these guys, but I've seen them, so I'm watching them.
Spazzy little fucking kids.
I'm
man.
watching.
Those kids are wild as fuck.
Going on to this to prove why they had the name and why they had it, right?
Fuck yeah, dog.
So, again, remember, I only knew them from the videos and the battles, so I'm like, oh shit, I'm like, yo, it's fucking them. Like, yo, I gotta go say what's up when they get off. Little did I know, MK, shout outs to MK. He's nothing like this anymore. This man is a fucking stud, a great dad. But MK was trashed.
Fucking family. He was coming on here too.
Yeah, he is. We all got our fucking tattoos too. That's the MK and Verse. Those are my boys. Yeah, we all got it. This was something else. I'll touch on next time we get on.
All
but
right. Yeah.
MK came out drunk, and Goonie was rapping his verse.
Was he even old enough to drink at that point?
No,
that's
dude.
what I'm
It was Wild
saying.
Things, bro. It was Wild Things.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
MK was the only dude at the time that was underage that could get into everywhere that was supposed to be 21 up and be able to buy the beer. The only guy. Like, the only guy. And I'm not routing out any places that did it, but you know what I mean? But he was the only dude.
I'm just saying, those kids were wild as fuck.
Right, that's why Wild Things was who they were.
I was just like, God damn, these fucking little kids are fucking crazy.
Check it out. My stories are all full circle, right? So I'm watching them, and I'm like, yo, these guys are fucking crazy. Now, remember earlier how I told you I was a metalhead, right?
Yeah.
So I love Slipknot, and I love Joey Jordison and Clown always beating the fuck out of each other.
Fuck yeah.
I love that. There's no reason for them to do it. But, like, they'd be in mid-song, dude, and the Clown would come up and just sock Joey in the mouth, and Joey would get pissed off and go and beat the fuck. The drums would be dun, 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 but there's no drums behind it, dude. So I was like, the unprofessionalism is what I want to be, right? So going to Wild Things.
All right.
MK takes the mic from fucking Goonie as Goonie's rapping.
Okay.
And I don't know these guys. And all I see is Goonie go like this. Boom! And fucking lays out MK. And now the stage is getting rushed. Because they don't know that MK and Goonie are brothers. Like, it's brotherly love shit. You know what I mean? And Goonie was the regulator, dude.
Oh my god, I missed that fucking shit.
No one fucked with Goonie because Goonie had the meanest, just one hitter, dude. He'd always knock everybody out, bro. So, you know, unfortunately.
Shout out Goonie, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know if, and again, Tyler, I'm sorry if I'm putting you on blast for this. We all love you, dude.
We love all
We talk
you guys.
about it all the time,
We
man.
love all
work
you guys,
and shit,
man.
But so like that was my introduction to those guys. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, not only are they dope battle rappers, but like they're like Slipknot. Like they just beat each other up on stage, and they're just shitbags. Like this is who I want to fuck with, dude. So like,
what is their motto? Fucking fuck bitches, get food stamps.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Dude,
that was the days, man. So like, yeah, bro, that was, you know, not to veer off from the music thing a little bit, but you know, like that was still music intertwined. So this is my introduction to Reno. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, whoa, this is insane.
Yo.
Yeah, this is insane, man. So so then I just started making music out here, bro. And unfortunately, I wasn't here for the Filthy McNasty days, but I was here for the Ruben days. And like, we all know about Ruben days, dude. So like, you know,
that motherfucker still owes me a shit ton.
Yeah, fuck Ruben. Hey, if Ruben ever sees this, you're a fucking piece of shit cunt motherfucker.
Bro, I hope that you don't even fucking live here and that you fucking died years ago.
I heard that he did. And if he did, fuck you. The world's better off.
He probably didn't. He probably pulled a fucking Elvis and fucking moved back to Tijuana or wherever the fuck.
He's a piece of shit.
He lives in a trailer in fucking goddamn
He's a piece of shit,
in fucking Texas.
But
he really is a piece of shit. He fucking pulled his piece on me.
He pulled his piece on me too at the fucking at the Bar Wars too. He pulled his piece on me at Bar Wars.
Fuck you, Ruben. We're not even talking about you.
Yeah.
That was enough fucking clout for your fucking bitch ass.
Yeah.
Intoxicated television, man. We don't hold no punches, motherfuckers. But those were some great times.
Yeah.
For the community.
Yeah, it was the community at that time. And
fuck him. He's a culture vulture. Fucking took advantage of, you know what I'm saying?
None of that even matters, bro. Like, fuck
it really
that
don't.
guy. No, that guy matters.
It really
man.
don't.
But
whatever.
So like, what happened, man, was like that was the introduction to Reno. You know what I mean? Like the Reno music scene, and like
that dude owes me a lot of fucking money though, bro. Like, okay, let me just speak on it since we fucking already like fucking ruined this shit. Fucking, so, I was doing tattoo shit at the time. You know what I mean? I did that fucking. Remember the fucking 775 shit? Like fucking, I was like. And he was like, oh, I want you to fucking tattoo me and shit. So I brought all my shit over there, like all my shit, a lot of shit. And I showed up and he's like, oh, I can't do it today. I got to do this and that, you know? And I'm like, all right, well, I'm like, we'll do it tomorrow. I'm just going to leave the shit. I'll come back come back.
Right.
That's when they were fucking remodeling their shit, and I fucking come back, and my shit's fucking gone and shit. Yeah.
Good old Ruben, dude.
I know, but it's like, and he's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's fucking, I moved it to a fucking storage unit and all this shit, right? And so he told me where the storage unit is and fucking told me the guy that lives there. So every time I fucking pull up, nobody's fucking there and shit like that or whatever.
He sold that shit for fucking crack, bro.
No, I guarantee you that the people that were fucking building the kitchen fucking took it, but he couldn't tell me that to my fucking face.
Hey, you give him the benefit of the doubt, dude. I'm gonna tell you a story with him, dude. I rented a fucking house from him, right?
We got 1 minute left. Fucking make it quick.
Rented a house from him off of Taylor or something like that. It's in Midtown. And
yeah, that's where the fucking the storage was supposed to be, the garage.
Yeah, did you have to deal with Ray?
Yeah, fucking.
That's
dude. What I'm talking about.
Hey, fuck you too, Ray. You piece of shit.
Ray, you fucking punk ass.
Yeah, you piece of shit.
He's probably dead too.
No, he's not. I got some shit I'll tell you off camera, but I got some shit you'll love it, dude.
Bro.
But yeah, no, fuck that guy. He wrongfully evicted me from some place, dude, and I lost all my grandma's shit and all my fucking dad's.
That's what I was trying to get to.
Vinyl records, dog.
We gotta shut this shit down. We got fucking 30 seconds, and fucking we are all. This is Intoxicated Television. Fuck you, Ruben. Fucking, we'll get back to some real shit next time. Fucking, we might have to chop this out. Maybe we won't. I don't give a fuck. Fucking subscribe. Fucking shout out Jcue for fucking coming through. We'll be fucking right back up in this bitch. Fucking subscribe. Fucking tell your grandma's kids.
Yeah.
Cheers. One.